Welcome all to our channel GTech Fluent. Our today's topic number 3 in Entity Framework Core tutorial video series is Code First Approach into the Entity Framework Core. So you can watch our previous video on the introduction and how to install the Entity Framework Core into our ASP.NET Core application. So in this video we will discuss and understand what is mean by the Code First approach, how to create the entities, what are the packages we required, how to create the DB context which will be creating our database, and we will see how to run the migration to create the database on above entities which we have created. So at the end of this video, we were able to create the database table from our domain classes, and we will able to see the database structure which we have created into our entity framework core. So let's start, and first we see what is meant by the entity framework core by the code first approach. Entity Framework introduced the Code First approach with Entity Framework 4.1 version. So Code First mainly used in domain driven design. In the Code First approach, we will be focusing on the domain of our application and start creating the classes for our domain entity rather than designing our database first. That means we are creating the classes which match our database design. That classes is generated the table inside our database. This means you need to start coding first, then Entity Framework will create the database from your code. So now let's see how to create the entities. We will create the entities which are the regular C# classes with the DB attributes. Please keep in mind entities are not a DT object because it is designed for the database interaction. So for this example, we are creating the two entities. First is the student entities will have the student information, and second is a student address entity. So that will be the having the multiple address for the single record of the student. Now let's see what are the packages we required. So the packages are we required like Microsoft.Entity Framework Core, Microsoft.Entity Framework Core.tools, Microsoft.Entity Framework Core.SQL Server. So in our previous video, we have installed the Microsoft.Entity Framework Core and the Microsoft.Entity Framework Core.SQL Server. So we require to install additional package that is Microsoft.Entity Framework Core.tools. So you can watch our previous video of installing the Entity Framework Core. So now let's switch to the Visual Studio and see the example of the code first approach into the Entity Framework Core. So we are in our project which we have created for this video tutorial series. First, we will create the entities which are the regular C# classes with the database attributes. So to create the entities, we will create one folder here called entity. So right click, add new folder, give the name entity, and add the two classes. First is a student class, give the name student. Second class, we require the student address class, student address. Now let's add the properties inside the student class. Make class public. So we required ID, public int ID. So you need to make sure you are designing this class as per your DB structure. What are the column you required for the student table you need to mention here. So for now we are taking the some basic column. For example, first we require the ID column for the table. Next we require the student name. We require the class. So adding the property faster way, type prop string tab, and we require the class. Press enter prop. Then we require the age, keep it integer age, enter name of the school, so it's a string tab, name of the school. So now we have designed the table. For our table, the ID I need to be as a primary key column for my table. So to make the ID as a primary key, we need to use the attribute that is key, which is inside the system.component.model. So using. So now our ID will be marked as a primary key. Now another additional requirement I need my primary key as a auto generated key. For that we need to use database generated, which is inside the data annotation dot schema. So use that. Inside this, you need to pass database generated option dot identity. So it will be incremented by 1. Now we have created the table structure which required for our student class, or you can say the student entity, where our id is marked as a primary key with the auto generated id, and the other properties like name, class, age, and school. Go to the student address class. So here also I require the property auto generated with the primary key. So let's use that attribute, component schema. Let's add the properties required for the student address entity, and that will be created inside our database table. So we required string address, enter, prop. We require the city string. We require the pin code. So this is the columns which required for our student address database table. So now one more thing here, we need to add foreign key from student table inside the student address. So for that we need to add one more column here, public int, we'll call student id, and then we need to give the reference of the student class. Above student you need to use attribute as a foreign key, and you need to give the property name of this class. So the property name is a student id. We have give the reference of the student class. Now our student has a foreign key here. That means one student can have the multiple addresses. One more thing we need to change inside the student class is need to be get the collection of the student address here. So let's add that. So now in our main table, we are getting the collection of the student addresses. So whenever student have the record, this will be getting filled up. We have done with our entity creation. Next step, we need to install the packages. So in our previous video, we have installed the packages of the core and the SQL server. So additional package we required is the tools. So right click, manage Nugget package, go to the browse, search for the Microsoft dot entity framework core dot tools. Go to here, select the version, appropriate version, as we are using the entity framework core 3.1. So this is the version we need to choose, and click on the install, accept, accept. So now we have installed the tools package into our entity framework core application. So next step is to create the db context file into our application. So according to the Microsoft definition, a db context file is an instance to represent the session with a database and can be used to query and save the instance of entity into the db context. We need to create or add the db context into our application. This file is used to create the instance and able to query and save the instance for the particular queries. Let's create one folder here with the name context. Right click on the folder, add new class file, give the name student context.cs. In this class we need to implement the base db context class. So db context using Microsoft Entity Framework Core. So after this you need to create the db set for your database. So like we have created the two entities, so we require to create the two db set. So prop db set, the name of the db set is a student. Next db set we require is the student address, and we'll call it as a student address. So now we have created the db set. Now this is the table name which creating inside your database. So make sure you are giving the table name which required to our application. So after this you need to provide the connection string where your database is going to be created and adding this table inside the database. For that, we need to override the method of db context class, that is on configuring. So let's go to the student context. So I already have a code snippet, so I will add it directly. Here we have override the method of the db context class on, that is on configuring. So while configuring, we have provided the our connection string where our database is located. So as we are using the SQL server, so we need to use SQL server, and we need to provide the connection string for our database. So now we are ready with the DB context, that is configuring our connection string and the entities. Next step, we need to create the migration, and that will be creating the database for our application. So to creating the migration, so let's add folder here called the migration. Right click, add new folder, call the migrations, enter. So to run the migration, you can use either Visual Studio CLI or package manager console. So we are using the package manager console. So let's go to the tools, Nugget package, package manager console. So in the package manager console, you need to run command add dash migration and give the name of the migration. So like create database. So if you go to the database, let's see. So if you notice, I only have the one database here. So no other database is present. So let's go to the Visual Studio. So after this command, enter, it will give the message like build started. So it will success the build. Now it is generating the migration for us. So if you go inside the migration folder, you will have the create database migration here. And if you go, so you will find how the database going to be generated according to your entities. So if you confirm with this, you need to run next command that will be actually creating the database for our application. So the command you need to run is update dash database, enter. So migration is successfully. Let's switch to the SQL server and see database is created or not. So if you refresh here, you will find our database is created with the student master. This database we have given the name inside our student context. So if you expand this, you will find the two tables were created here. One is a student. If you expand this, if you find the key, that is primary key, which we have given inside the id column. And next table, if you expand, if you find the two keys over there, one is a primary key of student address, another is foreign key of the student table. And if you go to the column, you will find the keys like id is a primary key, student id is a foreign key. So in this way, you will design your entities and create the database from your entities. So in our next video, we will see the database first approach and how to create the models from the database. So in our upcoming videos, we will discuss how to query the entity framework core with the code first as well as the database first approach. So please let us know if anyone has any query or doubt. We will meet in our next video. Thank you.